This is Mark Anthony with Mercury Time Price Analytics, and welcome to our weekly update video for algorithmic day trading and swing trading of ES, NQ, bonds, and crude oil. Well, our subscribers absolutely crushed it on Friday, absolutely crushed it the last 2 weeks. Based on our trade recommendations, over 300 handles booked in the last 8 trading days. Going back to January 22nd, over 300 handles. And I'm going to show you how we did that. You don't do that by chance or by gut feel. You can only do that with very accurate mathematics, state-of-the-art algorithms, and not giving back profit, taking profits throughout the trade on portions of your position all the way down. On Friday, the trade started Thursday evening. I knew there was something very wrong with the math, and I'll show you exactly what that is in a minute. But it allowed us to get our subscribers short at 32.94.50 within 3 handles of this top, and I'll show you exactly how and why we did that in just a minute. Short all the way down into the late afternoon low, which was 32.12 and change. And then at that point, we had our lower algo extension at 32.13.53. So not only did we catch the top, taking profits all the way down, but then at the end of the day, with half an hour left, we took a long position around 32.16.17, and we took those profits off about 12 handles higher. 30 minutes later, before the RTH close, we did not hold anything into the weekend. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute. You had an 84 handle move from the Thursday evening Globex high to the Friday afternoon low. And our algorithm nailed the top to within 1 tick, not 1 handle, but 1 tick. There's 4 ticks in every handle, of course. 1 tick. And also nailed the low within 3 ticks. And that's on 84 handles of movement, 84, 85. That would be like you or I standing on top of a 10-story building and throwing 2 pennies off and predicting where they're going to land. That's how accurate our algo is. And I'm going to show you how we knew that something was wrong. Let me pull this chart back so you can see just the entire construct. So we have this top here, and by the way, for our subscribers, if you've seen any of our videos before and you're thinking about trying our service, let me show you what we recommended in the last 8 trading days. Wednesday, January 22nd, short entry 33.26. Now it came down to 3,300. Came right back up. Now we don't let the trade go right back up and take our profit back. We take profits all throughout, and that's what these horizontal lines are for. These are algorithmic profit capture pivots. So as the trade is going in the direction that we're in, long or short, we're taking profits. It comes back up, and on Friday, another short entry, this one at 33.31.75. That trade was given 45 minutes before the market opened. We had that nasty move down on Friday to a low of about 32.80, 50 handle move, more than a 50 handle move, and then a nasty gap open on Sunday evening that ultimately came down to right around 32.32, nearly a 100 handle move, and we were in every bit of it. Then you get a bounce back up, and let me zoom in on the chart just a little bit. And on the 29th, recommended a short again for our subscribers, this time at 32.87.50. We took profits on that all the way down. Now that was Wednesday of this past week. Then you got the crazy move up on Thursday. When I ran the algorithmic pivots at the end of the day, it was very clear there was something exceptionally wrong. And on our Slack channel, and I'm going to show this to you. This is our actual Slack channel. This is 5:59. This is Eastern time before the Globex open. And this is right after I'd run the evening pivots, which look like this. These are the Mercury bands This was the data run for that evening. The way these Mercury bands are created, we have to wait till the RTH close at 5 o'clock Eastern time. That's the full close, not the 4:15. We need that extra half hour from 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Then we take our proprietary algorithm and it creates our short and our long cycle Mercury bands. Now, even the short cycle is quite a few days. The long cycle happens to be many, many more days. And so it gives us the short cycle upper level, lower level, 2 mid bands, and then it gives us 3 or 4 upper extensions and 3 or 4 lower extensions. Now, here's why we knew something was wrong. These are the Mercury bands from the 21st. Now notice how the upper extensions are above the body of the algos. And when I say the body of the algos, I mean these 8 pivots here, the 4 short cycle algos and the 4 long cycle algos. So when you read this chart from top to bottom, you have numbers going from highest to lowest. So on that day, we had our extension 1 at 33.11, extension 2, 33.32, extension 3, 33.37. Then you had our short cycle upper level, 33.14, lower level, 32.67. Here's our mid bands, and then you can see our long cycle as well. And then the lower extensions, of course, are below these 8 Mercury bands. Lower extension number 1, 32.44, number 2 is 32.30, number 3, pardon me, is 32.21. Now that is the normal relationship. Upper extensions above where price is trading, lower extensions below where price is trading. In short, the numbers go from high to low. Now let me show you what numbers the algo put out on Thursday evening, the 30th. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mercury bands. Now these, again, even the short cycle is a long look back. The long cycle is a very long look back. 8 of these Mercury bands. And to give you some perspective, here's upper extension 1. This was when they're in the normal orientation, 33.11, and then these lower extensions are 70, 80, 90 handles lower. Now, here's what we had Thursday evening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mercury bands. Between 32, you might as well call it 92, 32.92 and 32.99. That is unprecedented compression. Not only is it unprecedented compression, but the numbers are all out of whack. You've got upper extensions. Remember, on Thursday, ES closed, what, 32.97.50 or 95.50, right in there. You've got upper extensions that were just a couple handles above. You've got the Mercury bands, which shouldn't be anywhere close. So what that means is, what it told us is that crazy move at the end of Thursday was absolute nonsense. Now let's go back to the chart. Look at that in context. The 22nd, we get a move down 30, around 30 handles, 33.37 down to 3,300. Then we get a bounce back. Friday the 24th, we get this sharp move down. We get the nasty Globex open. Then we get this pretty strong retracement back all the way up in here into 32.93. Then we get another move down, and then Thursday we get this crazy retracement that comes up and takes out the high here. And where does it stop? Right there at 32.95. And so when I ran the algo, this is about as good a risk reward as you can ever find. We had all these Mercury bands right here. This is the Thursday RTH close. It was right at 32.95.50, 95.75. Now, you don't get in a trade like this and say, well, you know, we'll give it 7, 8 handles, or we'll put a stop somewhere above 3,300. That's not the way professional traders trade. You wait for a setup, you put a tight stop in, and the way we trade is we trade in thirds. So once that trade starts going between 2 and 4 handles to the plus side, then we'll take off the first third of the position, and we'll either move our stop to even where we got in, or maybe a handle above, so that if that trade completely flips around and we're wrong, we've still made a couple handles, or worst case, it's a scratch, meaning no profit or loss. Now, you don't just willy-nilly jump back in. You don't say, okay, well, we got stopped out of that short, so now it's 10 handles higher, and that seems to be too high, so we'll put another. That's not the way it works. You wait for another setup. The specific setup is beyond the scope of this video, but you have to wait for a setup. Now, the second setup, it started going towards the good, to the downside, a few handles. We took a third of the position off. We moved our stop just to a handle higher than when we got in, and it ended up reversing. So on that trade, we only made one handle. So the first trade was a scratch, no profit, no loss. The second entry, we made a handle. Now, most traders wouldn't have taken that second entry. Very, 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 very few would take that third entry. And I can't tell you how many times that third entry is the one that runs. And this is exactly the way it was typed out on our Slack channel. On our Slack channel, there's a section that says trade alerts. And so you can see exactly, and also here's the note that I put out for subscribers right before Globex opened. There's the possibility of a short entry early in Globex. There are 5 Mercury bands between 32.94 and 97, and 9 between 32.92 and 3300. This has not happened before. So when you do this long enough and you're looking at math and algorithms literally 10, 12, 14 hours a day, you can see that there's something wrong before the market even opened. So this was put out to our subscribers before Globex opened. And so here you have a short entry that ended up being a scratch. Then you had the next short entry where it ended up being a one-handle gain. And then there was a third one, and this is the one that went at 94.50. And I typed out, they're not going to make this easy. This is the last entry of the evening. If it doesn't work, we'll wait till tomorrow. Well, that was the one that ran. And so now think about what novice traders do. And when I say novice traders, I don't mean that in the condescending connotation. We all started someplace. What I'm just simply trying to point out is the difference between the way novice traders trade and the way professional traders trade. Novice traders will short because, well, the market's too high, this is crazy, it's overbought, it's not going to go any higher, and then you get run over. And then you're the squeeze. They're squeezing you higher. Professional traders wait until there's a setup. You've got a brick wall of all these levels. And when I talk about this trade being about as good a risk reward as you could possibly find, we were literally risking 2 to make 30, 40, 50, 60, because we knew if this broke, then that meant that this all was nonsense. And this is coming right back down and likely taking out Thursday's low as well. And that's what it did. And so we ended up booking close to 100 handles on Friday. Now, even on Thursday, we booked a ton of handles into Thursday because we don't just let this go right back up and take our profit away. We're taking profit all the way throughout the trade. Now, you're probably wondering, well, was it a gamble taking that shot on the long side at the end of the day? Well, if you don't have these algos on your screen, it is. Our subscribers have a live chart. This runs on Zoom. Looks like this. So you've got our day trading algo for ES, you've got our swing trading algo, you've got NQ if you're an NQ trader. We've got some other indicators on the bottom. So our subscribers are seeing this in real time while it's happening. And in addition to the live chart, they've got commentary because I'm on the mic all day long walking our subscribers through the setup, the trade entry, the ideal places to take profits. So, you know, if you're a good trader, we can make you a very, very good trader. If you're a novice trader and you're having some issues, we can help shorten the learning curve. We can show you what to do, but more importantly, we can show you what not to do. You know, most traders, when they get in, it takes a while to learn from their mistakes, and it costs a lot of money, and it's a very painful, expensive education. There's no rule that you have to spend a lot of money learning from your mistakes. You can hook up with other traders like our service, where we're going to show you what not to do. And we're going to educate you, and we're going to teach you how to fish. And we've got a lot of traders in our room who happen to be relatively early on in their trading career. And I'm telling you, we teach them more in a week than I learned in the first 10 years as a trader. I've been doing this over 30 years. So, many, many years and a lot of money. Well, you don't have to do that. We show you what to do, what not to do. We use a very methodical approach. We've had exactly one losing day in December and one in January, and both of those were less than 3 handles. One day in December, one in January. You don't do this by luck or gut feel or intuition. You do this by using bulletproof math that's every bit as good or better than what the institutional traders have. And so while everybody was telling you on the financial TV networks, oh, you know what, the Federal Reserve has your back, the Bank of Japan has your back, the Bank of England has your back, the European Central Bank has your back. You've got coordinated easing by every major central bank in the world. There is nothing that can happen financially speaking that's going to be a threat to this market when you've got coordinated global central bank easing. But what if that exogenous threat isn't financial? And we're talking about the horrible coronavirus. So you have to keep in mind that the math was telling us, and that's what the math was telling me more specifically, to be short at 33.26 on January 22nd, and to be short at 33.31 on the 24th, and short at 32.87 on Wednesday the 29th, and short at 32.94 on Thursday in Globex. Now, where do we go from here? There's really no way of knowing. But I will say this. The math will know before the headlines print. And that's a perfect segue into what I want to share with you next. I do a lot of cycle work. And I don't like putting out predictions unless they're very, very important ones, because we don't put those predictions out just to say, see, I told you so. We put cycle analytics out on Twitter and on our website, the public version of our website, because there's something potentially dangerous coming. And whether you're a subscriber or not, we want you to know about it. There are very, very important cycle turn dates. And we put this out on Twitter 2 weeks ago. And those cycle turn dates were January 29th and February 2nd. Now, this type of cycle work, it's always plus or minus a day. So you got the 29th plus or minus a day. The 29th was Wednesday. The 2nd, of course, is Sunday, where, who knows how big the gap down in the Chinese market is going to be. But we put those out on Twitter a couple weeks ago because we wanted folks to know that there were very important major cycle turning points coming. And if you want to read more about that, you can go to our website, mercurysignals.com. It's right here on the screen, mercurysignals.com. And go to our blog section, menu right at the top of the page, and you'll see the weekly update from last week called All About the Math. And it talks about those cycles that I've been mentioning for over 2 weeks now. And then you'll see the blog post that was just posted last night called Dangerous Cycles, and this will walk you through exactly how and why I recommended these trades for subscribers on the 24th, on the 22nd, the 24th, the 29th, and the 3rd. And look, you don't book over 300 handles in 8 days by luck or gut feeling or intuition. It's not possible to do that with anything other than immutable time price cycles and bulletproof math. That's the way we do it. So if you have not checked out our service, we really, really hope you would take a look. We bill bi-weekly, not monthly. There are no contracts. You can leave anytime you want. So if you try our service, you're trying for 2 weeks. We guarantee that the rates will never go up from the time you subscribe. We give you a lifetime rate lock. So as prices go up, and there will be a rate increase here very soon, that does not affect existing subscribers, because when you join, you get a lifetime rate lock. The reason we don't bill monthly is we want folks to check it out. Now, what does the service cost? If you trade the ES Mini, the E-Mini is $50 a handle. It's less than 2 handles a week. $68 a week is what it amounts to. A little bit more than a handle. We booked over 90 handles on Friday, over 300 handles in the last 8 trading days. I have subscribers who have literally paid for their next 5 years of subscription in the last week. So I can't emphasize enough how much we can help you regardless of what trading level you're at. You're risking a couple handles for 2 weeks so that we can show you how we do what we do. And if you've been watching these videos, our Algo and the other tools that we have. I mean, again, one losing day in December, one in January. Both of those days, it was less than a 3-handle loss in 2 months. I don't know anybody else that does that, any other service that does that, especially not for the price that we're charging. So if you want to check out our service, it's mercurysignals.com, mercurysignals.com. And on our webpage, we've got 2 different services right now. We've got an ESNQ service. We've got a bonds crude oil service. They're 2 separate services, so you can join one without joining the other, or if you trade both, you can join both. And we have a wonderful Slack channel. We give you a live chart through Zoom. You've got the commentary from me all day long on the live chart. On the Slack channel, you get trade alerts, you get charts, you get commentary, you get subscriber tutorials, and so we certainly hope that you'll check out our service and allow us to help improve your trading results. So that's going to wrap it up for today. We thank you so much for your time. God bless you, God bless your family, and we hope to see you again real soon.